knowing that you did the stage production and I did the stage production, doing Shenzi in that puppet, for somebody that's shorter, is easier because you're lower to the ground. That's and you're really tall. How tall are you, 5'10"?
I don't even know. I'm 173. I don't know that.
You don't even know what that is. Side. I think you're about 5'10". You close. You're kind of tall.
I think I'm smaller.
Really?
Yeah, but the thing is, don't forget...
well, maybe everybody looks taller than me because I'm short.
Before I did the musical, I did Cats, so I was already on 4. Oh. I was already...
I was going to say, you must be a dancer because your posture is like... But it wasn't hard for you to navigate because you were a dancer.
Exactly.
So you know how to pull that posture up.
The thing is, when I went into the musical, they told me, you need to work on your back. Not because I had a problem, but they said, you need to keep your back and your front really, really strong. And that really, really helped. And I remember when I started working on this one, in Germany, when I did the German synchronization, but also there, I immediately went into this position just because I knew, like when you do the role for a year every day, you just know what Shenzi means.
Girl, I did it for 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years I was in that position. I understand. I do.
Exactly.
I do.
And being able, like how we worked in the black box, being able to move around your colleagues, because you know how it is on stage. We were allowed to do that here too, and it was just amazing.
That was great. I remember you saying that before, and I thought that was really great that they gave y'all that flexibility to move around. How much of a change was it? Because when you're doing the stage version, being very physical like that, and relying on the audience for the reaction to navigate how the lines are going to go, because like you were saying earlier, the hyenas were much more humorous in the stage production. They weren't as menacing as they are in this production. And so voice-wise, how were you able to manipulate that with just your voice?
They recorded me walking around my colleagues, so I could bring physicality into it anyway. And because I so have it in me, it just comes out. It doesn't matter how I feel. But the advantage with this one is, my buddies, they are really strong people and very confident. So when you have people that just give you a lot of energy, you act and you react. And that's also what I had on stage. There was no what does the audience think? Because in that moment, I don't think what anybody else thinks. But when the hyenas get together, it can be funny. In this one, it's not funny at all.
No, it was girl, I jumped a couple of times. I was like, well, okay, I'm a little scared.
Yeah, you have to take them more serious.
You have to take them more serious.
Yeah, but I like that. I like that because there's nothing funny about them, and there's also nothing funny about Scar. And these two together, or Scar and the hyenas, that's just dangerous.
It really is. I wanted to see more with you and Scar, though. I really wanted to hear more with you and Scar, because the two of y'all together, ooh, I was sitting on the edge of the seat going, ooh, are Shenzi and Scar gonna have a moment? And y'all didn't. I was so sad. You have become the undeemed queen of the Marvel Universe a little bit with Captain America and Black Panther. And how is that? How do you feel going from that world to the Pride Lands?
Oh, you know what? I always say I just take baby steps. I love fantasy. I'm the most comfortable in it because in fantasy I can be anything. Being in an animal world is something that is familiar because I've been animals on stage. So
Cats and Lion King, You're in the cat family.
Exactly. I wouldn't compare any of these jobs. I enjoy whatever comes. I'm not planning anything because had you told me years ago that I would be in this movie, I would have never believed it. Absolutely. But it also taught me that who am I to tell me you're not able to do something? Sometimes you need other people who, you need to do your work in order to work on a certain level, but you also need people that trust in you or people that give you the chance. And trust me, from the stage version, in my year we were 4 Shenzis. So you're not special when you're playing any of the characters because you know that when you drop off the stage,
there's somebody else to take your place.
And that's what I think with this one too. There are a few of us that were chosen to be in this movie. A lot of people could have done it. So I really am very grateful that I had the opportunity to give my view or my taste into Shenzi.
You were the right person and this was the right time for you to do it.
Absolutely. I wouldn't say I'm the right person for it, but I was ready for it.
I would say you were the right person for it. I would say that unequivocally. What is your favorite part of The Lion King? The one moment in the show that whenever you hear it or whenever you think about it, it just warms your heart?
I don't have a favorite part, but there are a lot of sentences that Mufasa says. I like the idea of true king searches for what he can give. The reason why I like it is, look, we have different animals and some are male, some are female. A lot of the things that Mufasa tells Simba or us are things that work for all of us. Imagine going through life protecting everything that the light touches, which would be protecting everything. You know, there are all these things that work for us now. And if I think about the fact that in 94 the movie came out, I don't really think we're very much smarter now, 25 years later.
I would agree with that.
Or the idea how they raise their son. They're very honest with him. It doesn't happen a lot in a movie that maybe a young character asks, we're going to be together forever? And somebody else, a father, is honest saying, no, we're not. You know, there will be the time when I go, but my spirit will still be there. And it's very honest.
It's a great life lesson.
Yeah.
It's a great life lesson in when someone's time on this earth comes to an end in the physical realm, they still live on. They live on in you. They live on this person. They live on through whoever is left to carry on the lineage, right? Yes. So that's the big story of the film. I'm going to cut my time short with you because I want to take a picture with my other Shenzi. Can we do that?
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
Great.